Hi mommies, welcome to my very first YouTube video. So as you can see, my YouTube channel is called Mommy Reviews. So basically what this YouTube channel is going to be about is mom stuff. Whether you're a new mom, whether you're still pregnant, whether you're an old mom, whether you're just kind of getting information for gifts that you should get a friend for your baby shower, whatever the case may be. If you're a dude and you just want to know kind of like what your wife was going through or what she could be thinking, this is the place to be. So just to kind of give you some information about myself, I am a new mom to a beautiful 4-month-old baby girl. From the moment I got pregnant till now has just been a huge experience. I've had my ups, I've had my downs, I've had my favorite moments, I've had my most miserable moments. So as any mom could tell you, new mom, again, new mom, old mom, adopted mom, dad, you know, it could, like, no day is the same. So I just kind of want to get in tune with other moms, and if we can build a whole giant community, then that would be awesome. That'd be great. But what this channel is really going to be about, again, talking about just mom stuff, pregnancy stuff. I want to do like product reviews. I want to do clothing hauls because I love to shop. What else? I don't know, just mom stuff, you know, just mom stuff. So what my first video is going to be about today is the stuff, bless you, is the things that people talk about slash the things people don't talk about during pregnancy and postpartum. I want to do a story time about my labor and delivery, but I want to do that, you know, sometime after this one. But this is gonna be my first one, so let me start rambling and let's get started. Okay, I have everything written down because I forget everything, and me writing stuff down just keeps me on track. So first, what I'm gonna start out with is pregnancy. Again, it's going to be a combination of things that people do talk about and things that people don't talk about, because the things that people don't talk about, I was like, what? How come I didn't know this? Like, nobody talks about this. And I was like addicted to Google. So let me go ahead and start with number one for pregnancy. All right. So people talk about cravings. My personal experience, and again, everything I'm going to be reading off this list is from my personal experience. So don't say, oh no, that's not true or anything like that. This is just coming from me. So cravings. Yeah, I didn't really have those. Like, don't you know, let's just say the cliche thing, oh, pregnant people love ice cream and pickles and like just like weird combination of things. I didn't have cravings. I mean, I would have like my days where I really wanted something particular. Maybe I really wanted pasta today. Maybe I really wanted an iced tea the next day. Maybe I really wanted, oh, I remember this one day I had to have a bison burger. I starved to death until I was able to get this bison burger because that's the only thing I wanted. But to generally have a craving throughout your pregnancy, I just think of like one or two things, not just whatever that day, you know, entails. That's what it entails. But I really didn't have cravings like that. What I wanted to eat is what I ate. So it wasn't anything consistent. I just didn't really have cravings. But I will say that one thing in particular that I loved before I got pregnant and like the beginning, I think like my first trimester, I couldn't stand it. It was Chick-fil-A. Believe it or not, I hated Chick-fil-A. The thought of Chick-fil-A would make me nauseous. I couldn't do it. I just could not do it. And again, I don't have an issue with Chick-fil-A, but during my first trimester, maybe it was up until like halfway through my pregnancy, no Chick-fil-A. And then one day I could like stomach the thought of Chick-fil-A and like the smell of it. So I'm like, let me go ahead and try it out. And I'm gonna just say it was good, but probably throughout my whole entire pregnancy, I probably had Chick-fil-A maybe like 4 to 5 times. Because the day that I would eat Chick-fil-A and maybe like 2 days later, the thought of Chick-fil-A be like, ew, I can't believe I ate Chick-fil-A. Like, that is disgusting. I don't know. My baby didn't like Chick-fil-A. Number 2. Now, this is something people don't talk about. Discharge. Discharge. Discharge is real. Discharge is real. So, I would say probably like, yes, you remember. Do you remember that? Okay. Discharge. I had a lot of discharge when I was pregnant. And I would say I noticed that it really wasn't that serious up until probably like 30 weeks. But like I feel like from the moment I got pregnant up until maybe 30 weeks, it was like non-stop. It was non-stop. Like, it got to the point where I had to wear panty liners. I wanted to wear a tampon, but you're not supposed to stick anything up there while you're pregnant, so I didn't. And I knew it was just all baby related, but I mean, it was just like a thick white, no, let me not say thick. It wasn't thick. It was just like a milky consistency. And I felt like I just went through like so many pairs of underwear, like all the time. And this is something people don't talk about. All they say is, oh, well, I mean, as long as your discharge doesn't smell or it's not, you know, a rainbow of colors, there's nothing to worry about. I mean, it's something to worry about, but how come people don't talk about this? Because like I'll mention it to my doctor and I even look on Google, oh, it's completely normal. But people don't talk about it. Probably because they're like, oh, that's TMI. But I'm all for TMI. Like, tell me the truth. Is this normal or not? Discharge. So if you're pregnant, if you're planning to be pregnant, if you've already had your kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. / you more likely will experience this. Not everybody's symptoms are the same, but I'm just telling you the things that people didn't talk about that I experienced. Number 3. So, sex drive. I can't really say that I noticed a huge difference in it, to be honest. I didn't have like, it didn't go all the way down, but it didn't go all the way up either. What are you talking about, baby? Okay. Yeah, it didn't go either way really. But the only reason why I would say it kind of like pregnancy kind of boosted it is because I felt so freaking beautiful. I felt flawless. I felt like I was just unstoppable. I just felt like I was on top of the world. Like I am creating a life inside of me. Everyone cares about you. Everyone is so nice and considerate. And my husband, he made me feel so beautiful throughout my pregnancy. Like there'll be times he'll be like, I don't know what it is, but with you being pregnant, you're just even more beautiful. And to sum it all up, you know, like you feel good, you look good, your man think you look good, then that's when things just start happening and yeah. But as far as like, I have to have it, I didn't experience that. And I definitely didn't have the feeling of, oh no, don't touch me. But so I didn't really see a difference in it, but I've read a lot of women I feel like a lot of women's actually decrease because I didn't know so many women felt bad about themselves being pregnant. Like, oh, I'm fat. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. Oh, I'm like, what, girl? Take it off. Embrace that pregnancy because your belly is beautiful. I think pregnant women are beautiful. FYI. So anyone who's pregnant, you're beautiful. Number 4, your breast size. So I would say my breasts had gotten fuller when I was pregnant, but after I had the baby, of course they got huge, and they were huge. And I went up 2 bra sizes. Oh, also because I breastfeed. I mean, I knew I was going to breastfeed before I had her. Like, before I even got pregnant, I was always like, if I ever have a baby, I'm going to breastfeed regardless. So, I mean, I already knew my boobs were going to get big. But I know, like, a friend of mine now, her boobs are huge. Like, her boobs grew to the fact of, like, what is it? Three, 4 sizes. And she hasn't even had her baby yet. And I'm like, I didn't experience that. Because I stayed in my same bras up until the day I gave birth. But then, of course, after I had her is when, yes, they blew up. They blew up. Yeah, so I didn't really experience boob size changes during pregnancy, but people don't really talk about that either. So I figured I'd mention it. Number 5, weight gain. So I'm one of those types of people where I allow the world, and I'm trying to get out of it. I allow the world to put me into a category of what I should look like or how much I should weigh, of how big my butt should be, how much body fat I shouldn't have. Like, I'm really guilty of that, and I'm working on that every day. It is a process. But with being pregnant, you have a pregnancy weight gain guide that, you know, that you're, I'm gonna just say, supposed to stick to. So you put in, how it goes is you put in your pre-pregnancy weight, and then it breaks down how much weight you should be gaining per week. And then at the end, it'll show you like how much weight you're supposed to gain for the whole entire pregnancy. So I gained 35 pounds. I gained 35 pounds when during my pregnancy. Mind you, I didn't carry full term. I only carried for 36 weeks and 3 days. So I still had like a whole nother month to go, but I gained 35 pounds. And if I go based off of that guide, I gained 10 pounds more than what I should have gained. Hold on. I gained more weight than I should have. And that was making me feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so overweight. This weight is going to be impossible to lose. Well, not impossible, but just so hard. Like, I found myself getting down on myself because I didn't fit into this guide. No, stop. Just stop. Like, people are different. Why do we have to fit into a darn category? Even during pregnancy. Like, I was literally just talking to women. I mean, they're older. They've already had their kids. Their kids are grown up. They've gained 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 80 pounds. Like, come on. Like, for you to sit there and try to make people feel like they should only gain this amount of weight, let them eat. Let them be free. Like, this is the one time in a woman's life, or a time frame, I feel like they should just feel so beautiful, because pregnancy is beautiful. But instead they trying to go and stay in this guide. They okay. They are all right. But yeah, I didn't gain too much weight. Again, even if I would have, you know, carried full term, I know I would have definitely gained more weight, but whatever. So what, right? Yeah, I just want to touch on that. If you're pregnant, you're fine. Be big and beautiful. Ain't nobody judging you. Eat your food, girl. Stretch marks. I didn't really get any of those, to be honest. I wasn't very big either to get stretch marks, but I didn't get any. Actually, I just noticed 3 that I'm assuming came from the pregnancy. They're on my stomach. They're like literally like that big. But yeah, I didn't really get those. Okay, so let's get into postpartum. First thing for postpartum, the bleeding. I have to touch on the bleeding, because to me, that's something people don't really talk about. I didn't really know what to expect. Like, I knew that you bled, but I didn't really know what to expect. So I bled for like 3.5 weeks straight. I bled for 3.5 weeks straight. I had to use the pads that went from the front to the back. I had on the one-use panties that I had bought from Amazon. I bought these things before I had her. Before I had the baby. I bought all these things, and actually I had to end up buying more. I didn't know how much to buy, but I had to end up buying more as I, was going through everything. So, what I didn't know for sure is that, so I stopped bleeding after like 3.5 weeks, and I thought that was pretty good. But then, like, after my 4th week, I started bleeding all over again. Heavy, like blood clots. Like, I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm thinking it's my period, and I'm like, I shouldn't come on my period this soon, and especially since I'm breastfeeding. Like, shoot. Uh-oh. I wanted breastfeeding to help keep this thing away. So I'm doing research, and even Google is telling me that I shouldn't be on my period yet, even though some women are different. But something was telling me it just wasn't my period. So I'm like, maybe it just, I don't know, reactivated itself. And then I had seen something in an article, I get like these mom articles, saying that like the spot where the placenta was attached to your uterus, that heals last. So that scabbing that was over that spot is the last to shed. So I probably bled for like another 1.5 weeks after that. So when I go to my postpartum visit, I ended up telling her what happened, and she just confirmed what the article said, like, oh yeah, that was the scabbing from where the placenta was on your uterus. That's the last to shed. So that's what that was. Great. But no one talks about that. So I figured if you experience that, / if you're pregnant, you might experience that. Don't be alarmed. Girl, that is your placenta scab. The postpartum belly. The postpartum belly, I truly believe it definitely has a lot to do with your diet and things like that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I had a belly. I actually still do. Like, not the whole entire belly, but like the pouch, your lower belly. Unless you really, truly, like diet and work that out, I kind of feel like that's just your mom pouch. And some days I feel really bad about it. And some days I'm like, you know what? You're beautiful. You created life. Like, not everybody can do that. Be proud of your mom pouch. That is proof, like, you created life. Be proud of your mom pouch. But like, my belly didn't get dark. It wasn't very dark. I would say like my pregnancy stomach lasted for maybe like maybe like 2.5 months. And then after that, I'm just like, okay, you need to start eating all this junk food, because this is not pregnancy belly anymore. Number 3, weight loss. The weight will fall off. The weight falls off depending on your diet. So I would say for me, like, actually, so I told you, okay, so I gained 35 pounds. I lost like my first 20 pounds in like the first 1.5 months. Like, it just came off. It just came off. I mean, honestly, I didn't even get that. Like, I didn't look a lot bigger when I was pregnant. Like, I would say, like, you could see it in my face. But I don't feel like I gained a lot of, like, fat anyways. So I wasn't too surprised that, it just kind of fell off. But the weight will fall off. I feel like your pregnancy weight falls off, and the rest really just depends on your diet. Like, right now, at this very second, not counting tomorrow, but at this very second, I have like between 5 I have like 5 pounds that I'm just like, I still need to get rid of because I'm not at my pre-pregnancy weight yet. She's 4 months. And honestly, because at first I was dealing with like 7 to 10 pounds of weight that just wouldn't come off. And then now, since I've been switching my diet and just eating a lot better, not eating so much and stop eating like so much bad stuff, I've lost it. So, as long as, I would say, if you're still eating the same that you did before you got pregnant, there's a very good chance that you'll be back down to your pre-pregnancy weight in no time. I know for me personally, like before I got pregnant, I was eating good. And then when I got pregnant, I said, forget eating healthy. What is that? I want all the bad stuff I could possibly eat. I know it sounds so bad, but that's just what happened. Like, I didn't want that stuff. She wanted the good stuff. She wanted the steaks with the potatoes and the asparagus and with a sweet tea. Like, that's just what she wanted. So that's what we did. Like, we enjoyed it to the max. But now we need to get ready for the summertime. So we had to get our diet straight. But I really truly feel like most of your weight will fall off. If any of your weight stays on, it won't be much. And all you have to do is just, you know, tweak a few things in your diet and you should be good to go. Let me see. Number 4, the breast. Yes, your breasts will grow. They will grow even bigger. So I told you about my pregnancy breasts. They was actually pretty the same. They was just a little better because they were fuller. They were just fuller. But your breasts will get huge. Whether you plan on breastfeeding or not, the first days and first weeks after you delivered, if you are not going to be breastfeeding, then yeah, I mean, I kind of feel bad for you because your engorgement is going to be insane. Your boobs are going to be huge. They're going to be hard. They're going to hurt. They're going to be leaking. I've heard people's stories about, oh, I had to stay in the shower and just express them. I'm just like, no, I breastfed and I pumped, and that's just how I did it. But my breasts are still big because I am still breastfeeding. But I mean, if you're not breastfeeding, again, your breasts, they will be huge, they will hurt, they will be leaking. But I guess like after it dries up and stuff, they'll go back to its normal size. But yes, please, I mean, at least if you only have one maternity bra, at least just have one of those. Even if you're not breastfeeding, because I mean, you still want to wear a bra and stuff, and your tits are going to be like 5 times bigger than what you started out. So I would definitely suggest just at least have one. I have a couple because I mean, this is kind of what I do for a living, feeding my baby. But yeah, your breasts will definitely grow. So just be prepared for that. Number 5, this goes out to my C-section mommies. So yes, I had a C-section. Now, I'm not going to get into why I got one, because I want to use that for like my labor and delivery story. But my healing for my C-section, it was especially like my first few days after giving birth. I remember particularly the day after. Oh my gosh. Like, honestly, it wasn't even my C-section scar that hurt. It was my whole midsection. Like, the best way I can describe it is like, I felt like I was a boxer's, what's the bag that they, punching bag, duh. I felt like I was a boxer's punching bag and they was just practicing on my midsection. Like, that's how I felt. I felt so beat up. I felt so abused. I was in so much pain. It hurt to sit up. It hurt to do any type of movement. Like, it really hurt. And then the next few days afterward, it got better. But yeah, it wasn't even the scar itself. It just, your whole midsection just felt like it really had, it went through a lot. It went through a lot of trauma. And actually cesarean is considered a major surgery. And I didn't know that until like I had gotten pregnant and like just looking at the possibilities of what could happen to you. It is considered a major surgery. So, I mean, I guess, you know, that pain is kind of expected, but I thought my incision was going to hurt. Like I said, it wasn't even that. But the doctors, they came in, they never had to change my dressing. They said that they actually, everyone says that my scar looks really, really good. Maybe I'll show y'all one day. But yeah. And I actually heard from a friend of mine that his wife said the same thing. Like, it wasn't even the scar. It's just the pain that your body is in afterward. It's crazy. Number 6. Postpartum depression. I did not know that postpartum depression is really that serious. And I don't want to say that like, okay, depression's not that serious, but I didn't know that it was really taken that serious. Like, so, because I was always asked, like when I went to the doctor, like, excuse me, the days leading up to like the end of my pregnancy, I would get asked, oh, how are you feeling? I'm fine. Okay. You know, are you having like any type of, you know, suicidal thoughts, this, that? I'm like, no, like I'm about to have a baby. Like, I'm super excited. I don't have anything to be depressed about. And so the day that I had to end up having my baby, I got asked all these questions about how I'm feeling emotionally. After I had her, I was asked how I was feeling. The day that I got discharged, I was asked how I was feeling. The day I went for my postpartum, I had to fill out a questionnaire on a tablet about how I was feeling. And then when I went back to see the doctor so that she can do my my examination, I was asked how I was feeling. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I really had, I mean, I've heard postpartum depression, of course, but I didn't know it was really taking this seriously. But yeah, I was always being asked like how I felt, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's really serious. But I do not have postpartum depression. I was a little afraid of that because like I do tend to have like anxiety sometimes. So I felt like I was more prone to it. But I mean, I do believe I read like it can kick in anytime the first year of life after your baby. But I mean, like I know like a few days after she had came home, I did have like a mental breakdown. And I was thinking like, oh my gosh, is this the start of it? But it wasn't. I mean, I just felt overwhelmed. I felt like I had so many responsibilities that I was incapable of doing. And I was just putting a lot of pressure on myself of thinking that I had to be like the perfect wife and the perfect mom. And I needed her to get this body back in check. And no. That's just overwhelmed. But I cannot say I am depressed in any type, way, shape, or form. I want to get out the house and have fun. I do love to laugh. I do like to be around other people having a good time. I play with my baby. I do not want to do anything to her ever to harm her life. And I'm very, very happy that I am experiencing, well, I should say not experiencing postpartum depression, because that was definitely a thing that I was worried about, especially since, again, I didn't know it was that serious. And, you know, these doctors and things like that want to make sure that you're not feeling any type of way. So I do know people who have gone through postpartum depression, and they definitely were not in a good place, and it should be taken seriously, because that can lead to, you know, that can lead to anything. So, but looking at my paper here, that kind of just, that sums up everything in this video. I'll probably think of other things I should have talked about after I'm done, but just kind of just wanted to give you an overview of what I experienced pregnancy and postpartum. Please let me know. You know, I don't care if you want to know or not. I'm going to tell you my my labor and delivery story. I hope that everyone who watches my videos definitely likes, comments, and subscribes. I want to do a lot of fun things, a lot of baby related things, a lot of mom related things. Shoot, we can do dad related things. I don't know. I just really want to connect to other moms. I know when I was pregnant, I used to try to watch a lot of pregnancy videos, a lot of birthing videos, but I haven't really just seen, besides like vlogs, people really just, I don't know, just really talking about mom stuff. And I just really want to talk about mom stuff and feel connected. And like, that's another thing. Like, you'll watch videos, but not really feel connected. I feel like people be connecting to me. I really do. Like you understand where I'm coming from. Like, you can feel my energy. Like, I'm serious. But that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. There is a lot more fun in store for this channel. Please share with your friends, share with your man, share with your dad, share with anyone. And we can also just, you know, start this fun, amazing journey together. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, love you, mommies.